What's up, everybody? It's Really Beats at Meter Group. So today I'm gonna be breaking down a trap beat. It's like an AKA featuring Gemini Major energy type beat. So make sure that you subscribe on this channel and hit that like button and leave a comment. So first thing I did, I started with some chords. I always start with my chords actually. So the chords from a piano, it's a close grind. You can see it's a close grind. So here's how the sound, or anyway the BPM is 120. So here's how the chord sounds. So let me play them for you. Okay, on these chords I had to add some effects. On the effects I added some EQ just to cut off some of the lows, and then I've cut it off some of the highs, and then I added some reverb. So yeah. Okay, the next thing I've added was an up from Dune. So I've copied the same chords and pasted them to Dune, and then exported it to the WAV file, and then here's the file. So here's how it sounds without effects. Let me play without effects. Where is it? Okay, play without effects. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, let me play without effects. Nice. So I had to add some effects. I added some EQ, added some halftime, and I added some reverb on it. So here's my main melody sounds like. So this is my intro. Let me play it for you. Sure, guys. Oh shit, so talented. Okay. Okay, here's my intro. Sounds like. Okay, the next thing I added is some bassline. It's a bassline from GMS. So here's our sound. So on the effects I've added some EQ. I had to cut off some of the highs and some of the lows a little bit. So okay, here's how it sounds on the mix. Okay, the next thing I've added is I added a string from Purity. It's an octave strings. On the strings I've added some effects, so I had to cut off some of the lows and added some reverb. Yeah, so yeah, here's our sound. Okay, here's our sounds together with the piano and the bass line, and then up. Okay, the next thing I've added some drums. So on the drums, I started with hi-hats. So here's how my hi-hats sound. On the hi-hats, I have to add some effects. I had to add some EQ and cut off some lows, and added some effect tricks, and then I added a little bit of reverb for clarity. So here's how they sound. Okay, the next thing I added some snares. I've laid 2 snares, so I had to boost some volume on the snares. So I had to boost the volume, and then on the mixer I had to add soft clipper and an EQ to cut the lows for soft clipper to make sure that the snare doesn't clip. So here's how hi-hats and the snare sounds together. Okay, the next thing I've added was a kick. So let me play it for you. To make it sound a little bit hard, I had to boost some volume here. I had to boost some volume and then send it to the mixer. On the mixer, I had to add an EQ to cut some of the highs and cut some of the lows, and then add a soft clipper to make sure that it doesn't clip. So here's how the drum sounds all together. Oh yeah. Okay, on the second part of a chorus, I had to add a sax. Let me play it for you. Sax. Here's a sax without effects. To make it sound more unique, I had to reverse it and send it to the mixer. On the mixer, I had to add some EQ to cut off some of the lows, and then added a little bit of reverb. Yeah, so here's our sound. Reverse. Okay, here's sounds all together. Okay, let's move to the verse. So in the verse I had to bring up some 808 and remove some hi-hats. So here's my 808. Here's my 808. Let me play it. Okay, on my 808 I have to cut off some of the highs, some of the lows a little bit, and edit some soft clipper to make sure that it doesn't clip. And then here's how it sounds all together. Let me play drums with an 808. Okay, here's how it sounds together. Okay, let's move to the last part of a beat. So on the outro I have to come up with something different. So I had to play some different keys. So on the keys from the piano keys from a stock plugin. So on these keys I had to mess up with some velocity, so that won't sound too programmed, so it would sound like it was played live. So and then I've added some effects to cut off some of the lows and some of the highs, and then added some reverb. So here's how it sounds. So I think I record and didn't I sasebenza